Hi, welcome to the Get Ready with God podcast. My name is Julie Taylor, and I'm your host, and I am not God. Obviously, I'm not an expert. I'm not even a scriptorian. I'm literally just a girl sitting in front of a microphone hoping God is real. The Get Ready with God podcast is the daily devotional podcast to help you see divinity in every day. Got that done in 12 seconds today. Is that a record? How long is it usually? I don't know. Here's the thing. Sometimes I think I'm getting a little too comfortable on this podcast because I'm starting to talk about things that I said I was never going to talk about because, I don't know, man. It's hard. We're all living in the gray. Everything's nuanced. I'm always worried. But I hit a point today where I just got mad, okay? And I think that it's okay to be angry. That's another episode. But I got a question yesterday on Instagram about purpose and someone struggling to find their purpose. And we have an episode about that. But there's just something that I've had on my mind and pressing down on my chest heavily for these last few months. Actually, probably a year. And if you're my real life friend, you've probably heard me go off on a tangent, and I'm going to try to not be aggressive and angry and ranty. But there's this thing that our world has done, that is created, that really, really stresses me out. And that is that we have monetized community. We've monetized connection. I feel like women's insecurities are being preyed upon and taken advantage of and exploited. And I feel like the things that we used to expect from relationships, friendships, villages, communities are now being monetized and sold through the exploitation of women's loneliness and insecurity. Everyone has an agenda. I love to say that I don't have an agenda, but obviously I have an agenda. I want you to go back to your source. I want you to connect with God. I want you to look for divinity in every day. That is 100% an agenda. So obviously I have an agenda, okay? Where it gets muddy is when people are selling that they're going to help you find your purpose, or they're going to guide you through something, or they're going to help you achieve something. I'm not saying their agenda is bad. I'm not saying any of those things are bad. The thing that is like stressing me out so badly is that we've gone beyond consumerism of like, we want them to buy this thing, and now we're monetizing your purpose, and we're monetizing your worth, and we're monetizing your faith, and we're monetizing your hope, and we're monetizing your attention, and we're monetizing your joy. And when that comes into play, that means that all of those things are being manipulated to get an outcome that serves the agenda of the person selling it. And then the consumer is buying whichever thing makes them feel better. And that combination does not always lead you to your core soul purpose and connection. And the only person without an agenda is God. Also, God has an agenda. But that agenda, in my eyes, is a lot more trustworthy and more closely aligns with your actual best outcomes, your actual path, your actual purpose, rather than serving whatever we've spun up to make you do, believe, and buy today. Everyone has an agenda. I'm not saying everyone is evil. I'm not saying all agendas are bad. But if you really want to find your purpose, if you really want to feel your worth, if you really want to know who you are, it's not going to be through a person selling you a program. Those things can help. Those are good things. I sell coaching programs, okay? So calm down. Those things can help. But I promise you there's not another person on this planet with the right curriculum that's finally going to help you unlock your purpose and your worth. You've got to go back to your source. It's the only way to really connect with who you are, who you want to be, what the path is, what you should be doing. Stop scrolling. Don't sign up for another retreat. Go back to your source. And then scroll and go to the retreat. I'm not saying those things are bad. I worry about the lack of community and connection. And this loneliness epidemic that so many people talk about is being solved through monetized, agenda-filled marketing connection. And some of it's good and some of it's not. And I'm defensive of the female consumer, not because I think she's so dumb, but because I've sat in the rooms where I see the way that she's being manipulated to serve these people's outcomes. So I beg you to go back to your source first. Consume things that take you back to that place. Consume things that build connection. Consume things that make you empowered to serve other people. not without boundaries, not without limits, not to the point of personal destruction. But service, sacrifice, and source will take you to your purpose. This episode makes me nervous. I feel like I just offended 50% of the world, but I'm going to trust you to assume the best of me and to give me grace. This is my whole point. I write courses. I have curriculum. I want to do retreats because I want to spend time with you. I think there's so much good, and I think we should all keep creating our offerings, and you can even charge money for it. I just wanted to speak to my unique experience of having spent time in all of these worlds, personally, professionally, religiously, and I see some red flags, and I just want to speak to those red flags. Take it for what you want. Do with it what you will. But I love you, and I hope that one day we are at a mountain retreat, truly. Because doesn't that sound fun? Like, what if we just went into the mountains as a happy little group of Hoping God is Realers, went to the mountains, and we got to go on hikes, and we got to do crafts, and we got to eat good food, and we got to be with each other, and we got to offer connection and conversation, and we got to just be as honest as we want about, hey, I don't know if God is real. Hi, I don't know if I believe. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know anything. What if we could all just go be honest with each other in the mountains? Doesn't that sound dreamy? Sounds dreamy. That's a dream that I have. So let's all start manifesting that together. And maybe in no time at all, we'll be together around a campfire speaking the truth of our hearts. I was going to say holding hands, but I actually don't really love physical contact. So, okay, love you so much. Bye.